What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about I'm just gonna talk about narcissism and like narcissists, or like I'm gonna tie into spirituality. So I'm also gonna talk about demonic possession, or like lower vibrational entities, possibly like inhabiting people's bodies for the sole purpose of so they can manipulate into people into harming other people based on they're bad mouthing other people, or if they're talking down on other people, or if they're doing physical harm towards other people, right? Now, if you're not familiar with spirituality, based on the things I've learned, is that like, well, I don't know how this shit started. It's a lot to explain. So like when someone is like vibrating at such a low level, meaning like if they're extremely angry, they're extremely sad, if they have a lot of guilt, or just again if they're angry, they feel a lot of like if they're feeling a lot of like pain, they're feeling like a lot of painful situations in life. If that's the case, then they're gonna vibrate at a low level, right? Versus when you're vibrating high, it means you're happy, you're in a good mood, you're experiencing love. I think love. What I've learned from someone is that they mentioned that like love is supposedly like one of the highest vibrations to be in, and it makes sense because this is why when you're experiencing romantic love, or like if you're in a loving relationship, it feels good, right? Everyone wants that. But yeah, so you have a high vibration, then you have low vibration. So when you're low vibration, supposedly your aura is basically your energetic field. It's something you can't see. It's spiritual. So you have like an energetic shield, and the lower your vibration, the lower your energetic shield is. Therefore, you're gonna have less protection. Therefore, you're more prone to lower vibrational things, and like you're more prone to like having lower vibrational entities or demonic entities trying to inhabit your body and to control your body and to manipulate you. It's kind of like demonic possession. I don't know too much about demonic possession, but it's more so like they're trying to trick your brain, trying to trick your mind into doing things you don't usually do. Like this is why you see people cussing other people out for no reason, or like you just see people like harming other people. Like this is why you see people harming innocent people for no reason. And this is why I'm gonna talk about narcissism, like narcissism. But also, the higher your vibration, then the stronger your aura field is. The way you can increase your vibration is healing your traumas, healing your pain, um, eating at a cleaner diet, exercising, getting sun, going outside, doing things that make you happy, partaking in things that make you happy, and again, doing the healing work. So healing from trauma and pain and from crime. That's how you increase your vibration pretty much, and then you have more protection. And supposedly, when people get nightmares, they get sleep paralysis, it's more so because they have a low vibration. One of the things that also forces you to have a lower vibration or decrease your vibration is if you eat bad foods. So you eat a lot of junk foods, eat a lot of unhealthy foods. You're consuming like a lot of violent TV shows or violent movies, or just shit that's really sad. Hang on, I'll put my hoodie on. It's cold as hell. The reason why I make videos outside is because for some reason I have a better train of thought. I mean, I can make videos better when I'm inside, but like me, I talk so loud and I don't want to disturb other people, so I like to go outside and make videos when I'm alone, pretty much, especially in nature. But like, just Kansas. Like Kansas is so cold. Like it's March, it's supposed to be hot, but it's just cold. I'm not. I've been living in Kansas for 8 months. I'm from California, so like I can't. I'm not used to this weather, man. I don't like the cold at all. I like the heat, but I'm trying to get through this video. But yeah, where was I? So yeah, pretty much that's how you increase your vibration. But anyways, I didn't make all this up on my own. I learned these from other people, but so I don't want to take credit from what I've learned from other people. I always gotta use that as a disclaimer. But this is my own opinion. I personally believe that like, and also people also talk about this is where you get your Jezebel spirits from. I'm sure you guys heard about the term Jezebel spirit. You usually when like this video, I'm gonna be all over the place. But again, I didn't make this up on my own. I got this from other people. Basically, me and other people believe that like, especially in the spiritual community, we all believe that like sometimes we have lower vibrational beings and demonic beings it could be any type of being. It could be like a Jezebel spirit. Like a Jezebel spirit is like a more advanced being, right? Or you have any type of random beings that are low vibrational, that are, their intention is to hurt human beings, right? This is where you get your demons from, your aliens, I guess. Not aliens, but more so just demons. Aliens could be demons. Who knows? Who knows what's out there? But yeah, demons, your ghosts and shit. They try to harm other human beings, so they'll latch on to like a weak aura field. So when you're having a weak aura field, or if you know, or if there's people that have a low, very weak aura field that's very low, based on the things they've experienced, such as pain, guilt, anger, shame, they're consuming bad foods, or like they're consuming unhealthy shit when they're consuming drugs, alcohol, bad shit for them, right? Bad TV movies, bad TV shows, partaking in bullshit, right? It's easy for these beings to latch onto them, and when they latch onto them, then it'll force these other human beings to lash out, to cuss out, and to harm, and to disturb innocent human beings that are good people. This is where you get your narcissism. This is where you get your demonic possessions from. Now, me personally, I believe it's true, and other people think it's true as well. This is why, like, this is my opinion. I've been around like narcissistic people. I've been around very narcissistic family members, very narcissistic, very fucking evil. Not again, evil is kind of a strong word. I want to say evil, but they're just very fucked up in the mind. They're just very, like, they'll do a lot of shit that's not human, right? Like, I've been like cussed out at, like, even in the workplace, even like with random people that I don't even know like that. They'll cuss me out, and like they're projecting all of their anger, their pain onto me. I usually have females that do shit like that. I have females that I'm not even in a really I'm like, why am I stuttering, bro? I'll meet females I'm not even in a relationship with, right? We're just cordial. We're just talking, and like out of nowhere, she'll be cool, then all of a sudden, like, she'll cuss me out, or like, and I'm not doing anything too. Like, we're just having a normal conversation. But, like, she'll cuss me out. She'll like project all of her pain and anger and guilt and shame towards me, and I'm just looking at her. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, in my mind, I'm just like, what the hell? And I've noticed, like, she'll do that towards other people as well, but it cycles where, like, the 1 minute she'll cuss people out and the other minute she won't. But still, like, I'll be very anxious around her. I just sense a lot of bad shit from her. Like, when I'm around people, for some reason, I could tell when someone's like at a low vibration. I could tell when someone's up to no good. And when I can sense that, my body will feel kind of shaky, or like I'll feel very uneasy. And then this is where I kind of distance myself from these types of people. Like, I don't even have to know you. Like, I can be around a person, and if I feel like they have negative energy, I'm gonna walk away from them, or I'm gonna distance myself away from them, or I won't even interact with them. This is where you get your discernment from. Some people are like very sensitive to energy, or it's also called hypervigilance, I think, hypervigilant. But also, like, some people are gifted with these gifts where, like, they're sensitive to energy. This is where you get your empaths from. But there are also people, based on what I've learned from other people, is that, like, when you're born into a dysfunctional family, you're so used to having a fight or flight mode. It's gonna be easier for you to it's easier for you to tell when someone's up to no good, because your hypervigilance is so, like, advanced, pretty much, because you know how to spot a narcissistic person, pretty much, because you're raised and around them through family members. So it makes sense, right? I think you can develop that while going through traumatic situations as well, that you're either healed from or you're trying to heal from. This is where you get your PTSD from. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah. But who is cold? But yeah. But that's why I noticed. Like I always come across, not just with females, but with guys too. Like, and family members. Like, we're out of nowhere, they'll just act extremely weird and strange towards me behind the scenes, and I'm just like, what the fuck is their problem? Like, you really gonna act like that out in public, or like you really gonna act out like that? Like, you're a grown adult and you're out here cussing me out like a toddler or like a little kid, and like, what the hell? Like, in my mind, I'm just thinking to them, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's so many, I'll look back in my life, like, there's so many times where I could easily cuss these people. I actually have cussed these people out before, but not all of them. It's draining. A lot of people are like this, and it's part of the system's fault. It's part of this world's fault, because of money corruption, because of this bullshit system we're living in, you know? Everything is controlled. There's so much evil shit that's going on. There's so much negativity. There's so much, people are in so much pain. It's awful, man. And sometimes I be thinking, like, how come God and the universe, they wanted to create this realm, but they don't do shit to help other people out? I understand, and even if there's so much spiritual warfare, there's so much demonic attacks and shit, and I'm just like, yeah, people always want to talk about spiritual protection, like your ancestors are watching over you, but yet they're not, clearly they're not doing shit, because look how fucked up this road is. I don't know. I'm releasing my anger, so I'm not. I could be saying shit and I don't even mean it. I'm just releasing my anger. That's how I view shit. Me, I have a lot of like anger towards the creator, towards the universe, because of the shit I've been through. But I'm trying to work through that out, you know. So at times in my videos, if I talk bad about the creator of the universe, I'm releasing my anger, you know, because it's true. I'm just saying, man. But yeah, but I'll be looking at, like, if the creator is so all loving and shit, then how come this world's so fucked up? It's been going on for like thousands of years and shit, man. The universe don't do shit. It's whatever. That's a different topic. But anyways, but yeah, but you just see people, and that's my beliefs. You don't have to believe what I believe in, you know. But I'm just saying, like, there's also a saying, like, when a person goes through so much abuse or so much traumatic events or so much painful experiences, either this person's gonna go through two extremes. Either they're gonna rely and put their full heart and beliefs into God and the creator, or that person who went through the same things is gonna either, again, put their full heart into God and beliefs into God and to trust God, or to deny God, to not believe in God, or like to go against God or the creator, you know what I'm saying? And when I saw that post, I forgot who posted it. I think I saw it on Twitter, or someone tweeted that, and I was looking at that and I'm just thinking, like, wow, you know, that makes so much sense. So it makes sense, like, with me, like, I have a lot of anger towards the creator, towards the universe, because I feel like I make some points that are facts, but it's more so opinions as well, based on what I've experienced. But that really did caught my attention, because all the things I've been through, just with people, but just not just with people, but just with life in general. Because life is just bullshit, man. Like, I'm tired of, you know, just having to work for money. I mean, who isn't, right? We all gotta work for money. We all gotta do shit. We all gotta be around people we don't want to be around because of money and shit. And it just gives me a very negative outlook on life, on God and the creator. Because how I look at it is this: if God and the universe, if they're gonna create a realm like this, experience like this, then why is it so fucking shitty? I understand human beings have their own free will, but it's whatever. I'm all over the place, but that's a different topic. But let's get straight to the point. But yeah, there are times where, like, I'll be around people and they'll cuss me out of nowhere, or like they'll lash out on me, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what's their problem, bro? And I've came across, looking back in my life, I always come across, it's always, no matter what, it's always a narcissistic person. It's always someone who has a negative entity attached to them, and they're trying to project their bullshit towards me, you know, and I gotta take it, you know what I'm saying? There are times where I had defended myself, there are times where I had to set boundaries, there are times where I had to cuss these people out, but there are also times where I didn't retaliate, because it's just like, bro, like, me, like, I'm a very cool person, I'm a very chill person, I don't like starting fights, I don't like, I like staying in my own lane. So when someone does that shit, I naturally just ignore them, or I don't give them the time of day and shit. But that shit gets annoying though, man. It's just like, always gotta do this shit wherever I go, you know. And that's how you know this world is filled with a lot of demonic attacks and spiritual warfare and shit, man. Because the universe don't do shit. That's why. But again, that's a different topic. But that's where I'm getting at. Like, and even when I was experiencing toxic family members and shit, like I'll look back and like no right family member would like sucker punch. I don't want to get into too much detail. I already explained this in my past videos, but I don't like talking about shit like that. But because I don't know who's gonna watch my fucking videos and shit. But I still have a hard time making videos. Sometimes I get hesitant. Like, am I sharing too much? Am I oversharing? Is it safe for me to do that? Because I feel like it could really get me in trouble. So it's like, I don't know. But fuck it. I probably am gonna delete some parts of this video. Who knows? But there are times where, like, I've been like lied to by family members. I have family members who will like throw like over $2,000 worth of my clothes in my room while I was away from the house. After I told my family members, hey, don't throw away my clothes, I'm about to leave for the military, I'm about to leave. So, but when I do come back, I am planning on getting my own apartment, my own place, so I could put all my belongings, my own personal belongings that I bought myself, my own money, into my own place by the time I'm done with the military, or by the time during, like, after I'm done with basic training, or after I'm done with my, like, a couple years and shit, and then I'll get my stuff, have my own place. Or while I'm in the military, if I do live outpost, using the I forgot what it's called, using the I don't know what it's called, but anyways, like, basically if I'm in the military, I'm planning to live on my own, and once I do, then I'll grab all my stuff and put in my own apartment, right? That's what I told my family members. But then, and I told them, I begged them not to do it politely, not to throw away my stuff. If they do, there's gonna be problems. I will call the police and like just don't throw away my problem. Don't throw away my stuff. I was being nice about it too, but I know how they naturally are. They naturally don't listen. They're naturally like fucked up, right, in the head. So, and when I came back from like my military training, we went to my house so I could visit them. Next thing you know, all my belongings were gone. All my shit was thrown to the trash, just everything. And they're using my personal stuff. It was just fucking awful, man. Like, I was so in disbelief. I was scared. I was shocked. I was pissed off, man. And then when I confronted them about it in a nice way, they started, like, they're lying to me. They're gaslighting me like they always do. And then they're trying to start an argument with me. And then I got pissed off. And then they called the police. Well, no, I called the police, but then no, I was planning on calling the police, but they called me off guard. So they called the police before I did. And now I got kicked out of the house and I had to live with my grandma. That was after basic training too. Not after basic training, that's after I was done with my military training. And I'm just like, it's during summertime too. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, y'all really gonna fucking do that to me? Like, are you fucking serious? And like that's not the only time where they kicked me out of the house. There are plenty of times where they've done it because they've been disrespecting me. They're like crossing my boundaries. And then when I stand up for myself, they'll gaslight other family members saying that I'm the problem or I'm trying to start problems. And that's the thing too. Like when you're in a toxic household, when you're filled with a bunch of toxic family members or toxic people in general, they're naturally gonna make you toxic. Well, it's not necessarily they're gonna make you toxic, but like they're naturally gonna make you angry. They're gonna make you defensive, right? Rightfully so, because they're driving you crazy. They don't take accountability. They're very negative, right? So naturally you're gonna feel, you're gonna act negative as well. But like I said, you're not more so acting negative. It's more so you're acting out of self-defense. This is where you get your reaction abuse, because a lot of people do experience reaction abuse. I've experienced that. I gotta make a video about that. It happened at the workplace before I enlisted. Yeah. While I was a civilian, I mean, I worked at a job at the mall where like I've dealt with a very narcissistic boss. Like, not my boss, but like I used to work at the food court, and like I had a boss who worked across from the food court. Very narcissistic. Like, he'll play a lot of mind games. He'll always stare at me. He always like, it's just fucking weird. Like, I'm telling you, I've experienced a lot of weird situations with people. It's a long video, man. I'm all over the place, but more so this video, I'm just talking about narcissistic people. And what I'm trying to get at is this, right? Like, I personally believe that like if you're dealing with narcissistic people or just narcissistic psychotic people in general, right? I personally believe that, and it makes sense that like they are influenced by negative entities. They are influenced by demonic beings. I could be wrong, but I feel like there is a spiritual side to it. Maybe it's both. Maybe some of them are influenced by demonic entities, but also there's a part of them that's a scientific reason, because of trauma, because how their brain operates, because there are also scientific studies. The problem with me is that like I tend to look at everything from a spiritual perspective. Sometimes I got to remind myself that there are things that happen from a scientific perspective as well. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to use your intuition. I don't know, man. It's very tricky, but like you use your intuition. Go within, meditate, try to find answers, do your research, seek therapy, seek professional help, right? And then you come up with your own conclusion. But yeah, it's just how it is, man. Like, I personally believe, like, I look back at my life situations dealing with like narcissistic family members, narcissistic friends, people, just in general, and like the things they'll say to me, like how they treat me and shit. And I'm looking back and I'm like, that's not normal. Like, the things they'll do, that's not normal. Like, it's out of character. And how they'll treat me, they won't do the same thing towards other people, But yeah, they'll always call me back. Yeah, so they'll always hit me up, and they'll always want my energy. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Like, and there are cycles too, where, example with family members, like 1 minute they'll be cool here and there, then the next minute they'll switch up, they'll lash out, they'll be angry at me, or they'll do some bullshit where they'll cross my boundaries, or they'll violate my boundaries, or they'll try to start some shit with me. Then when I defend myself, and then they don't tell the whole family members to gang up on me. It's insane. It's a lot of projection. It's a lot of baggage trying to thrown at you, and a lot of people who are trying to do the right thing. A lot of people who are like who have that innocence to them, they experience that shit a lot. I seen it happen with like children. I seen it happen with like kids, like even people like around my age. It happens all around the world, and there's a problem with that. And is not normal. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why I believe it's narcissistic abuse. It's a Jezebel spirit. It's these demonic beings, bro. And I remember what I've noticed too. What's kind of interesting. I remember I'm at workplace, right? Um, I've dealt with this toxic female, and I remember like she would try to start problems with me, or like she would try to gossip around me towards other coworkers. She wasn't my coworker, but she was like she worked across from the food court where I worked at. So I work here and she worked right here from the food court. Even if you remember the food court at the mall, you have like one place here, one place here. She'll be the cashier, I'll be working here, so we're always facing each other. And I'll catch her try to like gossip towards me, or like she'll send me negative energy. There are times where I'll be working and I'll turn around and then I'll see her looking directly at me, looking so fucking angry. Like she'll look like this, like she'll look like that. I know it's disturbing, right? Like I'll catch her like looking at me like that when I turn around and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? And that's how you know you like people are sending you the evil eye. They're sending you negative energy, and I could feel that shit coming in. Like, you know how when you feel when someone's staring at you? Yeah, I'd be feeling like that like every day whenever I work. Like looking back, they'll drain my energy, and then other people will join in. And that same toxic boss I was talking about earlier, yes, he actually worked at that same place, and then and these two were like kind of working together. A lot of mind games. I called them out a couple times. I called security. I confronted them so many times. Eventually, leading up to these situations, I pretty much cussed out that boss. I cussed his ass out. I really wanted to fight him, but I didn't. But I didn't fight him physically. I wanted to, but I didn't. I just cussed him out. It was due to reaction abuse. And long story short, I got suspended from that workplace. And yeah, it's just a mess. But that's how you know. Like I look back and I'm like, yeah, that's not normal, because it, like, a lot of people talk about this on YouTube too, where like they talk about the Jezebel spirit. They talk about demonic beings and how they operate. And there's someone named I don't want to mention names because like I don't want to put their business out there. But just know that there are people on YouTube who do talk about stuff like this. There are people who do talk about the Jezebel spirit and entities like this, right? And shout out to this YouTuber. She mentioned that like all negative entities, they operate from the same handbook. And she's so right, because I look back and they're all very like manipulative. They are very like they're all very like they have all these tactics and how to gaslight and manipulate you and shit. Like it's how they operate. They all operate from the same handbook. So it's like what the YouTuber said, you know, and she's right, you know, very right. And then yeah, but when I was dealing with that toxic lady, right, at that workplace, like I remember I walked because I was fed up. Like she kept staring me down. I kept seeing her talking, just gossiping about me, like just trying to take my energy. And I know when I'm explaining this, I know if you're watching this, you're probably like, it's not a big deal, just get away from it. And other people told me this too, but it's one of those things where like, I feel like it was a spiritual thing, like, because like they're latching onto my energy, and it was very hurtful. It's narcissistic abuse. It's covert narcissism. If you dealt with a narcissist or dealt with covert narcissism, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So long story short, I wanted to confront her to start to knock that shit off politely. Without the cuss words, of course, because I know I cuss a lot on YouTube videos, but trust me, in person, I'm a very like professional person. I'm very polite. Trust me. The purpose of this channel is so I can release my thoughts and my anger. That's why I say speak your mind and not to take things personally. But yeah, so I was trying to walk to her. I was going to ask her, hey, what's going on? Like, is there a problem? Or like, are you talking about me? Or I feel like there's a misunderstanding. Long story short, and there's like 20 people in line too, trying to get orders from her. She came out of her way to yell at me, and you know what she said? She said, I know what you want from me. Get the fuck away from me. Like, you're fucking weird, this and that. Those weren't exact words, but like she was yelling at me. Like she acted like I wanted something from her. Like I'm a weirdo and this and that. And like, she's fucking crazy. Like she was trying to argue with me and she's trying to yell at me and shit. And then I just told her to shut the fuck up. And then I called security. Then it's just weird shit like that. And like, it's just, and what I've noticed too, whenever I get around her, even like me and her used to actually be cool, but that was before she would lash out at me. That was before she would kind of release her anger towards me. Like before that, like she was like I always felt like so drained around her presence. Like I felt energy drained. I felt like my energy was just drained. I felt so tired. I felt anxious. I felt agitated whenever I was around her presence, you know? And again, this is where you get your lower vibrational energy. This is where you get your toxic energy. That's how you know people are toxic. one of the ways you know if people are toxic or they're vibrating extremely low is when you're around these people, right? And like they're you feel extremely anxious, or you feel extremely drained, or you just feel tired and exhausted around these people. That's how you know you're you're dealing with someone who has negative energy. And if you're feeling those with other people, just get away from them and try to distance yourself from them. Unfortunately, in this matrix, in this society, we are forced to be around people we don't want to be around. So if you sense this from other people, just yes, interact them because you two are at a work setting, or if you two are family members, of course. But after that, just try to keep your distance away from these people. And if they're trying to fuck with you, just don't take it personal. Use your spiritual protection. Pray to God. Do some healing work, sage, whatever the fuck. Try to eat healthy. Go outside. Distance yourself from this person. Don't take it personal. Ask for help, and also set boundaries if you have to. You know, it's just, man, just narcissistic people, man. Like, I hate them so much. You know, hate is such a strong word. And when I'm talking about this too, I'm not saying I'm perfect, because we're all flawed as human beings. We all have negative traits. But this video is more so I'm talking about people who constantly do shit like that, you know, who do things that doesn't seem normal, or that doesn't seem natural from a human perspective, you know. I have so many stories I gotta tell, but this is an overview. Like, I've been around people and family members who would do some shit with me out of the blue, and I look back and I'm like, hold up, this shit's not normal. And like, this is how everything would play out. Like, it seemed like it was spiritual warfare. It just seemed like the devil. I don't want to sound corny, but it just seemed like this very advanced beings try to fuck with you, man. And a lot of people experience this shit, you know. I'm gonna go longer, but it's really cold outside, and I'm probably gonna go inside. But this is a quick video I want to release. This video is more so about, this is my opinion on why I think it's possible that, like, if you're dealing with narcissistic people, it's a possibility that, like, there could be like lower vibrational entities or beings attached to them that are trying to harm you. You know what I'm saying? Just get away from these people and just know that spiritual warfare. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below your experiences, and let me know what you think. And I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.